What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. That's right, guys. It's your boy, the Options Boss, sliding up on y'all. I hope all is good. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and made some money today. And I hope you guys are ready to study so we can be prepared to get some money tomorrow in the market. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I'm going to talk to you about where this market stands currently, how you can trade safely and still give yourself a chance to make some money, and things you could do to make sure you are not overexposed in this market as is currently. So with that being said, veterans of the channel, go down below, definitely like the video, drop a comment. Every time you do, your support helps my channel grow, and for that, guys, I appreciate you so much. And also, watch this entire video. If you watch the entire video, you're going to learn throughout the entire process, and the YouTube algorithm is going to love me, and for that, I'm going to love you. Newbies to the channel. If you're interested in the stock market, you're interested in learning how to trade options, I'm your boy. I'm the Options Boss. I'm going to give you the game from A to Z and let you know how the thing go. So you definitely want to go down below, right down there. You want to subscribe to this channel. You want to hit the notification bell and click all notifications. And when you do that, YouTube is going to make sure you get these Get Money Jewels that I drop first things first, right off the press, so you can put these game plans and strategies right into play the very next day in the market. Now, with that being said, guys, listen. The market is in shambles right now. We got debt issues, we got inflation issues, we got White House issues, we got Delta variant issues, we got a whole lot of issues going on. So the market is really shaky. Now, when the market is shaky like this, it's a few things you could do to give yourselves a chance to make money, but at the same time to make sure you're not going balls to the wall crazy. And it's very simple. You have to be very selective with the plays you get into. You can look at a play and, it might be moving a little bit and, maybe the setup is beautiful and things like that. And it would be great for you to be able to get in this play before it really takes off. But what happens is a lot of times with this market being rocky like it is, that takeoff that you got in, getting ready for it, that takeoff won't happen. It happened to us today. I say us because I always talk about my paid options group chat. And it happens to every trader from time to time. Now, the thing is, I caught on early and I killed that path that we were about to head down. But you have to recognize that and stop yourself before you go down that path. I jumped into a SE call, and SE started out like the first 5 minutes of the market, first 10 minutes of the market on fire, but they pulled back and they kind of just traded sideways the rest of the day. I jumped into a TWLO call, which I told you guys I like TWLO and how they were set up. And if you didn't see that, I'll link a video right up here where I mentioned them a bit. But I jumped into a call for those guys, and they kind of went up a bit for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then they pulled back and settled in and went sideways. And that let me know early on that this market gave us what they gave us a lot of last week, which was bull traps. And if you don't know what a bull trap is, a bull trap is simple. A bull trap is when the market is going up, things are looking good, and the people that like when the market goes up, they get excited. They say, yeah, it's green today, let's go for it. And then they get a whole bunch of calls, or they buy a whole bunch of stocks, and everything dump, and the bears come back and eat, and the bulls are trapped holding the bag. So the market gave us a lot of bull traps last week, and they gave us one today. But once I recognized that after that second play, I said, hold on, we got to slow this thing down. I slowed down. I got us in plays that were steadily already moving. We jumped into a UPST call, made some really nice money off of UPST today. Several different calls, several different strikes. Always like to tell the team, you got to stair step those calls. That way you could take profit along the way. And the big winner today was LCID for us, Lucid Motors. We jumped into them, and again, we stair stepped it. We got 27 strikes, we got 28 strikes, we got 29 strikes, we got 30 strikes. and we were taking profit along the way. And when you do that, what happens is you don't have yourself into a lot of, spread wide all over the market. You got yourself in a small space. And if that small space is productive to you, just keep feeding it and let it feed you back. And when you do that, you'll find yourself in a position where you could trade a little more safely and make a little more money. So today, even with the rocky start, was a productive day. And it was productive because we slowed down from the path that we were about to head in and get caught up in that bull track. When you jump in your, Facebooks and your Adobes and your PayPals and, CrowdStrikes and all that. And I'm not even telling you these companies all did bad today, which I'm sure a few of them didn't do the best. But what I'm just saying is when you start jumping in those names, because you see that 930 green, you see it's green at 8:30 if you're in the central or whatever the case may be. When you see that green and you start jumping into a bunch of plays without really knowing how it's going to play out, then you'll get trapped. And you got to, either take losses or you got to hope for a miracle. So we was able to limit that, and then you hop into those smaller plays. And when you hop in your Lucids and, things like that, now UPST is obviously not a smaller play. It's a, company with a big price and a big premium that you pay for it. But the way that you solidify that, the way that you supplement that, should I say, is when I jumped into Lucid Motors, I was grabbing 6 contracts and 9 contracts and 12 contracts and 15 contracts. And that's how we made our money. Now, if you jump in a play with a bigger premium, like say UPST, unless you, really doing well for yourself, you're not going to grab 9 UPST contracts. You're not going to do that. But when you're trading with these smaller companies, you can go a little more aggressively. And the fact that they're a smaller company, they go up slower, which also means they go down slower. And the benefit of that is it's harder to lose a lump sum of money when it's going down slow, because you can get out at any point as long as you have discipline. Now, if you swing it overnight, that's a whole different conversation, because if it's a bad night, next morning your calls are trash. That's just how it goes. But if it's during the day and you got 9, 12, 15 contracts, you can do that and you still don't necessarily put yourself at risk to lose too much money because the company, it's a slower mover. Earlier in the week, I believe we was in PLTR and made some good money off of PLTR. And that's another one where you could grab 6 contracts, 9 contracts, 12, 15 contracts, because it's a slow mover. So you're not going to lose that money fast. Now, at the same time, you're not going to gain that money fast. So you do got to exhibit some patience. But if the company is moving strong, like we were in, like I said, with LCID, the chart was strong, the sentiment was strong. People were talking about it. I think, what was it, FinTwits or whatever, a whole lot of mentions. And because of that, it allowed us to stay in a position. And then, we would get another call. And then we would take profit and ride the next call and take profit and ride the next call. And every time you thought it might run out of gas, it would kick into another gear. And that's what you want to do. You want to find companies that you can kind of sort of ride into the next gear, as opposed to spreading yourself around, with 6, 7, 8, 9 companies on a day like today. Or I should say on a day like any of this last 2-3 weeks, basically, because the market has been funny moving. So that's really what you want to do. Now, that being said, we are not out of the danger zone yet, because this market went from green to red, back to green, back to red, all today. So we're not out of the danger zone. We got the Fed speaking tomorrow. Who knows how that conversation is going to go? They're going to talk about tapering. Tapering has already been a big bugaboo for the market recently, and it could continue to be a bugaboo depending on what the Fed say tomorrow about tapering. So with that being the case, tomorrow you have to trade very carefully. Don't wake up, and even if it's green tomorrow morning, which it may not be, because we finished red today and we'll see how overseas do tonight. But if you wake up tomorrow and it's green, don't think you can jump in the first, 10 things smoking and it'd be a great idea, because it could be a bull trap. The same as it was today. the same as it was a good amount last week. It could be a bull trap. So you go easy, you go slow, you know, don't rush into the market. The one thing that we got to realize is the market ain't going nowhere. You know, if we don't jump into a trade the first 30 minutes, that's fine. The market ain't going nowhere. The market will still be there the rest of that day, and so will you, God willing. The market will be there the next day after that if you don't, you know, jump into that many trades. Take your time. And when you take your time, you'll get an idea of what the market is doing, if it's going to be a bullish day, if it's going to be a trap day, if it's going to be a bearish day, if it's going to be a bear trap day, even though we haven't had a bear trap day in quite some time. But this is the things that you want to look for. So we're not out the woods. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be very similar to today and maybe even worse. And for that, we have to be prepared. We have to be comfortable grabbing puts if puts is the move. And we have to be definitely comfortable not over trading. And that's the key. You really got to be disciplined. With the market trading how it is now, discipline is king. Discipline is king. If you have FOMO issues, this is not the market for you. Take the whole day off if you can. Take the rest of this week off and let's restart again on Monday and see how things go. But you got to really be disciplined right now at this point where the market is. SPY start getting a little motor behind it, then you get a little more aggressive. But for me, I don't really see aggression coming back into my game until we crack at least something like 441-ish. And that could be being generous. That's just me winging it without necessarily having a chart directly in front of me or anything like that. But I'm thinking 441-ish is the next time that you'll see any aggression from me. So you got to pick and choose your spots and you'll be productive. And the thing is, even with the market as crazy as it is, I told you guys about these trigger plays that I've been calling lately, where basically I've been studying a stock and I'll, you know, set certain numbers and, you know, look at certain numbers and things like that. And when the numbers match up to what I'm looking for, I'll call the play in my paid options group chat and I'll call it a trigger play. And even with the market as rocky as it's been, the trigger plays have still been printing. I think the last time I told you guys about it, I was 10 for 10 and I wound up going 10 for 11. We're now pushing it up to 15 out of 18. So very happy with that percentage. I think that's over 82%, 83%, something like that. So very happy with that percent. We got a couple trigger plays that's out there right now. And I'm going to break down what I liked about those plays to make me jump into them on my tier 3 of my premium membership channel. If you have not signed up to my tier 3 membership, I'm going to leave a link in the description. You definitely want to sign up to tier 3. And really it's for people that like to learn about the game. So like if you're interested in learning about options, like you really want to know the why things move and, you know, what makes it go up and down, tier 3 is definitely for you. So between tonight, the rest of tonight, or tomorrow morning, there's going to be a video drop in tier 3 explaining why we're in the plays that we're in that I call trigger plays. I'm going to explain what I liked about those plays that made me excited to jump in. And 15 out of 18 so far. So far what I'm seeing out of these plays really plays out to fruition. And if you watch enough of these tier 3 videos, you'll pick it up yourself. And next thing you know, you'll be calling your own triggers and, you know, won't even be thinking about what Options Boss is doing. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to grow to be able to get to that point where, you know, you saw what I saw as I saw it, or before I saw it, or right after I saw it. And you're doing your own thing similar, and we all eating. That's why I always say let's eat, because the goal is for us all to be eating. So definitely sign up for tier 3, guys. Get yourself some education about this market. Obviously, everybody want plays. I want y'all to have plays. That's why I have my paid options group chat. But I also want you to have some education. So definitely sign up for that tier 3. Definitely get yourself in the paid options group chat so you can get these plays that I'm talking about. Guys, you can always be a boss with the Options Boss. You already know I'm a holler when I holler.